everybody to Big J's World. I'm here with Trishy, who has had bariatric surgery, and she's going to let us know more about her progress, her what's the word I'm looking for? Her journey.
My journey.
Her journey through this whole process, what made her think about bariatric surgery, and some of the struggles, some of the positives and negatives, and so on and so forth. So, how are you doing, Trishy? How are you doing today?
I am doing well, and thank you for having me on your show, Jay. I appreciate that. But yeah, I am doing well. I am about three and a half, a little probably over. I'll be basically 4 months post-op January 5th, if I'm not mistaken. So about three and a half right now, 3.5 months post-op gastric bypass surgery. And to be honest with you, like I'm loving every bit of it. I am loving it. It's been a great experience for me. And I'm only going to speak on my experience because I know a lot of people have different experiences. But on my behalf, it's been a really, really good journey. Of course, it was challenging in the beginning because, of course, you're going through, you have the pre-op, which is the diet, the liquid diet. Then you have, going through surgery, the recovery. And then after surgery, that recovery is just different. So, it's been a journey, but I feel like fast forward, I'm here 3.5 months, 55 pounds lighter. I can't complain. So
It's
I am
awesome.
loving it.
It's awesome. Very proud of you. 55 pounds. That's in 4 months. That's crazy.
It is crazy. And what's really crazy is that, like, for those of you who are listening, me and Jay actually recorded this probably a couple weeks ago, and it didn't actually upload, so we had to redo it. But even since then to now, it's like to see like my transformation is just like it's wild because you don't really like see the weight being lifted from your body. You know what I mean? Like you don't actually see it, but then you see it, if that makes sense. Is that like you're every day, you're just going about your day, and then it's like one day you look in the mirror and you're like, wait a
Right?
minute, when did that happen? It's interesting, and I think sometimes your mind and your eyes have to like adjust because it's just like, whoa, wait a minute. But the transformation for 3 months, it's been great. I mean, it's wild because it's like, wow, 3 months losing that much weight. And also too, like how 54 pounds, like it's a lot of weight, but it's also you don't realize like how much like that weight really like how much weight that weight holds on you, if that makes sense.
And how it really affects your body and your joints, and it's
Absolutely.
such a burden, like, you know, on your body wise. And,
Yeah.
you
It like it's so much tension on your body. And like even that, like it's funny you say that because even that, like I'm noticing my body is like I feel like I'm like carving out, right? It's like I'm being
Mhm.
chiseled. Like it's starting to like, the form is coming together. And as I see that, like I'm looking at my body and I'm just like, wow, like I thank my body a lot, especially like I look in the mirror more often now. And I thank my body because I'm like, wow, thank you so much for like holding all that weight for me. Like just to think all that weight that my body had to hold every day, getting up. Like, and we don't really even thank our bodies for doing that, just operating as they do every day. So it's just like, I noticed that, but also I noticed like the more I'm losing weight, the better my posture is becoming. The better my back feels. Like just like a lot of your bodies just start to feel a little bit better because it's like it's not as much weight being put on that part of the body. So yeah, it's definitely like 55 pounds. Like you could definitely feel like the difference. It's like you're just lighter. And that was definitely something I think for me, what made me want to go through the surgery is like one day I was getting out of the bed and I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't like how this feels. It feels a little too heavy. Like my body just felt like, oh, like it was just too much for me. And then I just started to feel like super like uncomfortable in my body. Like I just felt heavy, like heavy. And I'm really glad that I went through with the surgery though, because it really does play a role on your everyday
Oh yeah.
environment, your like your social life, like everything, your confidence. It really does.
Well, let's go back a little bit. When
Hmm.
you were younger, have you always been heavy set, or was this more towards your adult years that you became more heavier than when you were a child, teenage?
Yeah. So for me, I wasn't always heavy. Like I was thicker, but like I think more on like the curvier, like you, I was happier with my thickness. You know what I mean? Like flatter stomach, thick thighs, but very proportioned. So like I've always had like that confidence, and I had it like probably all the way to like I think like having my maybe my second child, because like my first child I kind of like snapped back and I was just like back to wearing like some crop tops. Like, I wasn't skinny, don't get me wrong, but I was comfortable in my body and I loved my thickness, you know. But then after when I got pregnant with my second child, I gained so much weight. Like, I mean, like chichos were in places I've never had before. And I think that made me depressed too, because I had just moved. I'm originally from New Jersey, but I had moved from New Jersey to Atlanta, had my first child, just got married, had no family members there, just me and my husband, my first child, then got pregnant again. Um, and then, I'm gaining weight. This is like everything that I thought I was doing, like to go to Atlanta, like everything I thought was happening didn't. So like everything was just like a surprise for me getting pregnant. So it was just like, it was a lot to process, and I got really depressed. Then I'm gaining weight and I got even more depressed because I'm gaining weight. I'm depressed because I don't know what's going on in life. And I think I just gained so much weight. I just became like an emotional eater. Like, just that was like where I think where it was just like fulfilling myself. So I wasn't always heavier. I feel like that is when I really started to like gain the weight. And for me, I've always been pretty confident, and I've always been like one of those girls to like empower confidence in other women. So me not feeling comfortable in my own body was really uncomfortable for me, because I'm just like, how am I supposed to help other women? I'm a life coach, so like I'm always that positive person for other people. But I'm like, how can I do that when I'm not feeling the best, where I'm not comfortable in my skin, where I'm feeling like what's going on, you know? But yeah, I wasn't always heavier. And I think that was a struggle for me too, because I knew how I felt before and I knew how I was feeling when I was heavier. And I'm just like, this isn't it. Like my mind and my body didn't match for me. And I just felt like because of that, I just was almost like, keeping myself hidden because of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Right,
want to
right.
be seen like this, because this is not who I am. Like this is not who I remember. Even like when I would look in the mirror, I'm like, I don't know who that girl is. Um, so it was a struggle for me because of that, because I wasn't used to having more weight on me and not feeling confident in my body and all of that. So yeah, to answer that question, that was it. It was more like after college, I would say.
Oh, okay. And you being a life coach for people, how much mentally, how much was it as a struggle for you, holding all that weight? Like,
It
first,
wasn't. Go ahead.
personally, I didn't like taking pictures. I hated taking pictures. Still not a big fan of taking pictures unless, my wife tells me, oh, let's take a picture. I'm like, okay. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta make the wife happy. So, but mentally, how was it more mentally draining that you were heavier, or was it more like does it does it hit your confidence more
Yeah.
when you're heavier? Like, talk more about that.
Yeah. So I feel like there is a sense of like shame that comes from it, right? There's a sense of shame. And I think because of that, you want to keep yourself hidden and you want to like not show yourself, because I personally think like a lot of the weight that we carry, and this is my opinion, a lot of the weight that we carry is not like it's physical, of course, but it's more deeper. It's more of a deeper, like a trauma base. You know, I think a lot of it is related to a lot of things that we have suppressed and how it's been stuck to us. So for me, I've been on a healing journey. And I think when I was on my heaviest, I was at the heaviest of my healing as well, you know, like really deep in there. And I think, yeah, I was shameful. I didn't want to show my face. I didn't want to be on the camera anymore. And it was so weird because Jay, I used to be a radio personality. I used to be a podcaster. I used to like be in front of the camera, like had my own show. Like it was just I was this light. And I've always been, don't get me wrong, even heavy, small, been this light of positive energy. But when the camera came on, I was just like, hey, like there was just this confidence that there was, you could just feel it, right? But then you get this version of me that it's like, I don't want the camera on. Oh, don't take a picture of me. Oh, delete that picture. Oh, please don't. You know, like just shameful because I think a part of me was just like, how did I get here? You know, like how
Right.
did I get here? And I don't want other people to see that. And as much as we hide it, I think it shows. It shows, you know, and I was going through a lot. And of course, it showed in that sense. And I think the surgery really came at a right time because I think I did a lot of my healing. I did a lot of like, you know, no one's ever healed. So you're always on a healing journey. But
Right.
what I needed to heal, I was working on. And what I needed to really heal was being seen, but also being comfortable in my body, embracing my body, embracing even the weight and just where I was in that part of my life. And I think that's kind of why I started just, you know, to go to the next part of what we're talking about is that's where I started my TikTok, which
Mhm.
is very beautiful. And that was really because I'm like, you know what, in order for me to do this surgery and to go through it the way I want to go through it, I need to be super transparent and allow people to see the journey.
Right.
And that was me showing humility and me being okay with being like, okay, you know what? I'm going to show it. Like, I have to, I have to. And also because now I look at myself and I look at those videos and it's like, there's a sense of like empathy for that version of me, for that girl that was there because I see my transformation and I see what it's doing to me and I see how I'm feeling. And it's just like, wow, like that version of that girl who first started that TikTok, she is not who I am today, you know? But I also like, I embrace it, you know, I embrace the journey, I embrace the whole process of everything. But I think, you know, there is a part of shame that comes with it. And I think once you work on the traumas and whatever you're dealing with, I think you become mentally prepared for the transformation because I think the mind is first,
Mhm.
the body and everything follows, you know. So I feel like my mind has become super strong. I went into this super positively. Like I went into it knowing what I wanted from it, knowing that it wasn't just a quick fix. It wasn't going to be like, okay, I'm just going to get this and that was it. And no, like I had to put in the work.
Right.
I had to put in the effort. It's a whole new lifestyle now. Like, you know, like even if I wanted to go back to the old ways, I couldn't go back. It's like, you know, a whole new lifestyle change. And I'm happy with it because I think it really helps with self discipline. And
Right.
I appreciate that, you know.
Well, you're just like a ball of positive energy.
Thank you.
Which, during these times, it's great to have that, have that one person that's always positive, always, you could do this, keep going, have that positive attitude, which, you being life coach, I bet they love you so much.
Yeah, you know, and you know, it's interesting because me as a life coach, I'm helping people as I'm going through my things. And, you know, a lot of the times your clients don't know, you know, they're not paying you to hear about your problems, you know, so they don't really know what someone is going through. And I think for me, like when I reflect back, I find it so beautiful that that version of me that was, you know, dealing with her own traumas was still trying to help people. Like that is like, I'm just like, that is really, I find that to be really dope about myself is that like, even when I was at my lowest, I was still trying to like help people, picking them down, picking them up when I'm trying to pick myself up.
Right. That's wonderful to hear. So, fast forward,
Hmm.
when was it when you finally decided, you know what, enough is enough. I'm done feeling heavy. I'm done. I can't, deal with this anymore. I'm going to do uh the surgery. I want to get the gastric bypass surgery. Was it an easy decision? Was it a difficult decision? Did you go back and forth? Tell me how you came about that.
Yeah, so it was easy. Once my mind was made up, it was made up. But so so let me just give you a little insight about myself. I went through this like roller coaster of like losing weight and gaining the weight because I've even when I was heavier, I've always been like athletic. Like I've always been like I hike. I would go to the gym. It's just like I wasn't losing the weight, so I felt like I'm super athletic. Like I'm not like going into this like I didn't have high blood pressure. I didn't have diabetes. I didn't have anything thyroid issues. It was just my BMI, right? It didn't match. So it's like I was super healthy in the sense of like trying to do the right things. Like I was a vegan for a year. Like I've always been mentally strong, and if I can like if I want to stop something, I can stop something. If I'm gonna start something, I can start it. Like I'm mentally strong. And that was another thing I dealt with because I'm like I felt like my mind and my body did not match. I'm like, we're not the same people. Like this mind's supposed to be smaller. Like it shouldn't be. We should be healthy. So it
Right.
didn't make sense. Um, but like I was doing all those things, and it would work. I would lose a little bit of weight. I would lose like 20 pounds, 25 pounds. I would feel it. And then it was just like, okay, it would stop. And then what after that, I would go back into my old ways because I'm like, all right, it's not going, it's not working. So it became just this pattern of repetition of just going through the same patterns. And then I decided, and this is where I got my biggest, where I got my heaviest, because I feel like I was still a little heavier, but like I still wasn't like there where I felt like super. But I started a GLP-1 and I did a semaglutide, right? I think it was Wegovy. And it started working, but I was getting sick. Like it was, you take it once a week. I was sick
Yeah.
maybe 3 days out of that week, consistently, disgustingly sick. Like it was just bad, just to lose 20 pounds, right? And I'm like, oh no, this is not worth it. I'm not doing it. So I got off of it. And I think once I got off of it, that was like the biggest mistake even getting on it because that's when I feel like I blew up. That's when I was just like, whoa, like how did I just gain like 45 pounds right after? It's like I lost 20 and gained like 60. It didn't make sense, right? The math wasn't mathing.
No.
I think I started to realize like I was gaining weight. Like, you start to realize, okay, like these pants don't
Yeah.
fit the same way, but you try to like, there's like I said, there's like a level of like delusionalness that going on. Like you're just like, I'm just
Oh
bloated.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you just ignore it. Then a week happens. You feel yourself getting a little, you feel heavier than yesterday or last week. So it kept feeling that way. Like I just felt like, damn, like why do I feel like every day I'm getting heavier? And then finally, like I was just like, okay, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling comfortable. I just don't feel the best. And I just didn't like, there was no motivation. And I know that was when I'm like, all right, either I need to figure something out or, I just didn't know what to do. I'm like, all right, I've done the working out. I've done the eating healthy. It didn't really work for me. And then I'm like, let me just go to the doctors and see what is available for me, what can
Right.
help. And then we talked about the surgery. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I would be interested in the bypass because I did my research. I was looking at all the surgeries that they had. And I'm like, I would be interested in the bypass because it's more of a permanent thing.
Mhm.
And I was looking for something that was more permanent, but also more structured on discipline where it would help me. Like, even if I tried to like do something bad, it was gonna like I can't even eat bad because you get sick. Like there's a way
Right.
that you can't do the things you want to even if you did. So I chose that route because I'm like I want something more permanent, something that would had more discipline. And I did my research. I was on YouTube, I was on TikTok, I was like looking at the community, and I was just seeing like, I was looking at more of women my body type. I
Right.
think it's important when you're going through this journey to find somebody similar that you can relate to that meets your body type so you can understand the process based off of them. Not go 100% based off of what they're going through, but just take it and take the knowledge and use it how you can. So for me, I'm like, all right, I want to see somebody who's my body type because I've seen like more of a heavier person.
Right.
And with the heavier person, you see all these crazy transformations. And at first, I was a little nervous because I'm like, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to like lose too much weight. Like,
Mhm.
I want to lose just enough, like to feel good, but not like overly. And I started to get scared because I was seeing the heavy people who was a little heavier than me, and they're like super skinny. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know, because I was heavier, but not too heavier where I'm like, I want to lose this amount, like 200 pounds, or like, I'm like, no.
Right.
So when I went to the doctor and they explained the process of like the percentage of your weight, and that's when I was just like, okay, let's go with this because it's based off of you. It's not based off of like a specific person, or it's based off of you and your weight. So it made me feel a little bit more comfortable to know that like I wasn't going to go too small. I would never get too small. It was based off of like, I think it was like 22% or 30% fat or something like that. Um, so yeah, and then after that, like I had a really good doctor. I had the best hospital in Florida. So it was just like my insurance was willing to cover it. So I'm like, why not do it? And I was really, really ready for a change. I know like sometimes people are like, I'm ready for a change and we go back to bad habits. But like I took it serious. I took every bit of it serious. Like the classes, I took notes when I was doing the nutritional classes.
Mhm.
When I spoke to the psychiatrist, like I was making sure that I was understanding the process. The pre-op, the liquid diet, like I took that serious. Like I didn't cheat. Like I really was like, I'm gonna do this because I knew that going into it, I needed to be loyal to the journey so I can be loyal to the journey and commit it after,
Right.
don't start off cheating. So but yeah, I was really, really committed and I took it serious because I really knew like I needed it and I wanted it for myself because I just knew like I had so much going for myself, and that slowed me down a lot because it was not just about the weight. It was about what the weight was, how the weight was affecting me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because there's people who are heavier and they're so confident in their body. They're so comfortable in their skin. And shout out to them
Mhm.
because if it's not, like it's be the whole goal is to be comfortable in your body and to be happy in your body, whatever size you are. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just wasn't. And it was holding me up on being productive like I used to because I'm like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't and my whole job is really being on camera. So
Right.
how am I supposed to do that? So I was ready for it because I'm like, I need the change. I need to get back to being myself, feeling like myself. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a life coach. There's always like, I'm always giving my energy to people and in not a bad way, but I'm always giving my energy to people. And I felt like this was for me. Like I deserved it. And I wanted to just feel comfortable in my skin. And I mean, you've had the surgery and you know how
Yeah.
it feels like when you're like, losing weight, you just feel like there's that feeling of just like, damn, like I feel so much better. Like I feel
Oh
better
yeah.
about myself.
It took me a while to do this. I've been back and forth with this thing for like many years. I'll start the process and then I'll sabotage. I start the process again and I'll sabotage myself. Like at one point, I was, well, when I started this whole thing years ago, I was 526 pounds. First time I started this thing. And then I slowly started losing weight. My weight was always up and down, up and down. Right before COVID, I got down to 398, which I didn't weigh 398 since high school.
Oh
I've
wow.
always been a big kid. Ever since I was little, I was a big kid.
Mhm.
Um, and then when COVID hit, I gradually gained all the way back to go back to gym, eating whatever I want. I'm a diabetic, not taking care of my diabetes, didn't really give a damn or whatever. Then I got it back up to 521, like 5 pounds shy of my old weight. Then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. If I don't do it now, God knows how long I'm gonna have if I didn't do the surgery. So now I feel weird in my body because I've been carrying so much weight, like over 30
Mhm.
years, and I was comfortable. I was comfortable being tired. I was comfortable huffing and puffing. Now I could go up 2 flights of stairs and it's weird because I'm not dying anymore. I'm not out of breath anymore. So it's a little bit to adjust.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why is that weird for you? Do you question like the fact that you're able to do that? Like when you said like going up a flight of steps, like what makes that weird for you?
It's not mentally, it's not normal for me because I'm used to huffing and puffing. I'm used to sweating. I'm used to
Mhm.
stopping, taking breaks. I've been like that through, ever. So now that I don't have to say, oh, my back hurts, my knees hurt, I need to stop, my legs hurt, I need to take a break, sit down for 20 minutes, keep on walking. Now it's more like, oh, I could walk more. I could go up flights of stairs now. It's more like I haven't came to the realization of now I could do stuff like normal people could do
Mhm.
instead of doing stuff like I used to do. Like literally, I would work prior to the surgery. I'll be in the office and I'll fall asleep in the office because it was normal for me. Now I just sit in my chair, nothing to do. I'll just sleep in the office. Now I don't. I don't sleep. It's just something that I have to get used to now because I've never done this before. My body
Yeah.
has never done this before. So um it's more what's that? It's not imposter syndrome. It's body dysmorphia. There
Yeah,
we
bodies.
go.
And it's so interesting because like we say, everyone has a different experience. Like for me, it was like I've felt how it felt to be lighter and smaller, and I wanted that feeling back. So for you, like it's opposite, like you said, like you never felt that. So feeling it now, it's weird. So it's so interesting how we're having two different experiences because for me, it's like I'm just like, ooh, I'm feeling back in my old jeans. I'm feeling back to normal. Like it's like getting back to myself. And for you, it's like almost fight like being introduced to a new self for you.
Yeah. Like
So it's so interesting and intriguing to see how like we're having total different experiences.
I don't have the shelf anymore. I will be like my hands will be like this, literally like this.
Oh,
I don't have it anymore. I will lay my cell phone like literally like this and it won't
and
fall.
it would just like now it's just
Yeah.
going down.
Seriously.
No, yeah, it's definitely an adjustment, you know. And like I was saying before, I feel like sometimes we hide in the weight, you know. The weight
Mhm.
is like our shield, our protection.
Oh yeah.
It's protecting us from something. And I think I don't know, for me speaking, I feel like I'm in an era where I'm like, okay, it's okay to be seen. I think subconsciously I was putting on the weight because I wasn't trying to be seen. I was going through things and I think I was just trying to like isolate and hide myself. And that was, I guess, the best way to do it, right? Even though
Yeah.
it's so ironic because it's very backwards. We put on weight to hide, but it makes us more visible.
Seriously.
Like, how are you gonna hide when my body big?
Hmm.
But it's so backwards. But it's like that's I'm laughing about it now, but it's not funny because depressed, crying and stuff like that. But I think that subconsciously that's what happens, because a lot of people like you see, especially that are overweight, a lot of the times it's triggered to something,
Yeah.
whether it be an emotional eater or trauma or dealing with a sexual assault or something that has just created a barrier of protection around them. But that's why, like, I do, like, whenever someone asks me about, oh, hold on, I don't know what I just did with my screen, and make sure I have it back. Okay, there we go. When someone asks me about the surgery and they're like, oh, do you recommend it? I'm like, listen, if you feel like you want to do it for yourself, no one's pressuring you, and this is something that you want, go for it, because like, it's not easy. It's not. And everyone's going to find that out once they go through their doctor's appointments and see the
Yep.
process. From that moment, people they're going to eliminate themselves, because they're going to be like, oh, it's a lot to go through. It's not an easy process, not a quick fix. But if you are serious and you are ready for a change, it is a process that can help. It's a tool that can help. And if you're willing to put in the other half of the work, it really can help change your life. And even like you said, the fact that you at first you were scared to do it, you kept backing out, and like now you're doing it, and look at how much weight did you lose so far?
I have lost how much did I lose? Over 100 pounds now
Wow,
in
like
4 months.
what, 4 months?
Hmm. And it's because I'm I'm a very black and white person. Either I do it or I don't do it. Yeah, or either I say yes or I say no. So I've been extremely strict once I got out of the hospital. Now, not so much, but
Yeah,
um, I just wanted to make sure that I did everything correctly after the surgery. Prior to the surgery, that's a different issue. I wasn't the best patient for my nutritionist. He was not having it. But I mean, I like what I like.
got through it though, right? You got
Yeah.
through it. You did it.
But it's I'm still strict with with some things. Other things I know I could have more often, but I'm trying to limit those few and far
Yeah.
between. Like, for example, I am a big Burger King eater. That's my thing. If I got stuck in an island and there was nothing else, and that the only food I want to have is a Whopper, that's what I'm going to have. You know?
See, you could have it. You could have it. It's just you're not going to be able to eat the whole Whopper the way you ate
No.
it before. Like, you may have a half a Whopper now. Because also too, like, the goal is not to punish yourself with food.
Right.
The goal is to have more of a healthier relationship with food and understand. And I think the surgery helps put that in perspective of understanding that, like, don't punish yourself. You craving something, get a burger. Get a burger. You know what I'm saying? It's just, don't overindulge. Maybe last time you got a burger, you got two burgers, and he wasn't
Ooh,
full. Now half a burger gonna do the job for you.
girl, you don't even want to know what I got from Burger King
What did
prior
you
to
get?
prior to the surgery. You okay. So my go-to prior to surgery for lunch would be a large Diet Coke or Coke Zero,
Hmm.
a double Whopper with cheese. On top of that, a Junior Whopper and a Hershey's pie.
That
If
Hershey
I'm
pie sound good.
right, if I'm feeling adventurous, maybe those chicken nuggets that taste like sawdust. But
See, but look at the difference. Okay, back then, no discipline,
no, zero.
overindulgent and things, like, you realize now after surgery, like, because our stomach is so much smaller, you realize, like, this, like, for example, let's say you get a plate, you get a portion of rice that's this much. You're like, oh, that's more than enough. with the surgery, right? With the new surgery and the
Yeah.
new everything, the mind, it's like, oh, that's more than enough, right? But before surgery, it probably was like, that's not
Uh,
enough, right? But now with the mindset after surgery, it helps you have discipline because you're like, oh, this is more than enough. Like you start to realize, like me, like I'm like, oh my god, I used to eat that much rice. Oh my god, like because I'm full of this little bit, and it's just like wow, like I realized like I was overdoing it, like I didn't need that much. I could have had anything I was eating. It's just the servings I was eating was ridiculous. And being Latina, coming from a Dominican and Puerto Rican background, like we're like you got a whole cup of rice in your plate, then a whole cup of beans, and
yeah.
then a whole plate of carne, and then you may have plátanos on the side. Then you may have a salad, but it's like you have all of that in such big portions, and it's so normalized that you're not even realize that you're overdoing it. So the surgery helps with that mindset. Is after you're like, okay, that's enough. Like you want to go to make Burger King, like you said, a Whopper's more than enough. You don't have to do the Whoppers, the Nuggets. You realize like that's more than enough for me.
Oh yeah. But I like well, like I've set my, I don't do goals because when I do goals, I sabotage myself. I can't do it. Like when they
Yeah,
ask me, oh yeah, it's awful. When people ask me, oh, so what's your weight goal? I don't have one for that specific reason.
I understand what you're saying, though.
When I get to my weight, I get to my weight. Great. Let's keep on moving forward.
Yeah.
So this is the only goal that I set myself. I'm gonna wait 1 year. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna wait 1 year to have a Whopper. And once I get to that 1 year,
Oh,
I'm gonna have
that's your
one.
goal, like from now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one.
So you haven't had it since.
I have not touched it. I haven't had McDonald's. I haven't had
Oh, good for
Burger King,
you.
Wendy's, none of that. I go to Chipotle and Qdoba because I could pick and choose what I want in my bowl. So there's no problem with that.
Yeah,
But
I've I can't do it. Like I've tried it. Like McDonald's because my kids love the Happy
yeah,
Meal. So it was like, mommy, and I've tried like getting like a Happy Meal, and I can't do it. I've noticed the surgery has helped me become more domesticated at home. Like even though I've always been like a cooker, I'm a really good cook, and I've always cooked. But now I'm finding ways to like find things I used to like and find a more healthier like substitution. Like I made sugar-free cupcakes the other day for my kid, like for my family. They don't know it's sugar-free. It is sugar-free.
hey, it's all the
It's
same.
perfect because I'm like, a a lot of this stuff still tastes the same. If not, sugar-free stuff tastes sweeter for some reason. But
Yeah,
I made sugar-free cupcakes, and I'm like, it's good because it's like the kids don't even notice. It's a cupcake, cookies, sugar-free cookies. Like you can find ways, and I find it for me, like when I cook at home, I can digest the food so much easier versus like going out and eating because you don't know what oil they're using, you don't know what seasoning they're using, you don't know any of that. So the surgery has helped me really like just be more aware of what I'm putting in my body, if I'm cooking it, like all of that. So like it really did like if you take it serious enough, it really does like change your lifestyle all the way around.
it does. Like it's still a work. It's always going to be a work in progress.
Yeah,
Always, mentally is something that myself I have to get used to.
yeah. You're
But
in a transformation stage in life, and it's weird in these stages because you're not quite where you want to be,
mhm,
but you're also like not quite who you used to be. You're like in that like that blah stage, so it's a little hard right now because we're still transforming. Like, shoot, I feel good how I look right now, Jay, to be honest, but this isn't even it.
right,
Like we still have more time to go. So it's like we're like I was telling my husband, I'm like, I I did radio for years. I did radio and I did podcasting, and I want to go back to doing it, but I'm like, I'm gonna wait a little because I'm still in this like transformation stage, and I want to be that person when I put on my podcast and like just be like, wow, like look at how much I transformed through the years, you know. But you're still in that stage, you know. Give yourself some grace. Like in a few months, it may be so different for you because you're adjusting to it. You're feeling more because you're going to be even more lighter than you are now in a few months. You're going to be smaller, you know. Then it's all gonna start to come together. It's just timing, timing. You know, like you're an art piece being worked on right now, and you have to wait. The artist is not done sculpting the piece, you know. So it's just like that point in where we're at right now of like the in the middle stage is it's a little frustrating because you have to have a lot of patience, you know. But I believe the transformation is going to be so beautiful. But at the same time, I believe that we're supposed to embrace the journey. Like this is you're never going to be this version ever again. So like embrace this journey of yourself, like of who you are right now
I
and
am.
the stages that you're going through because I feel like we need to do like a 6 month follow up, like reunion session. And be like, how are you looking? How are you feeling?
No, definitely down for that. It's I'm a patient man, but come on.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
patience
but
right
look at
there.
it, not even 4 months for you, 100 pounds. Technically, it's a year for like that sweet spot of like losing the weight. So like that's only 4 months. We're not even in this. Like, can you imagine how you're gonna look in June? Like, and it sounds so far away, but it's
Yeah.
so like it's
Oh,
around the corner. It's around the
literally.
corner, so it's just like just I know it's hard, but it's gonna be worth it. Then
Oh yeah.
you're gonna have that Whopper, and you know what you're gonna do with it? You're not gonna even want to fucking eat it. You're gonna just throw that
Oh,
shit.
don't tell me that.
They're like, I don't even want this because look how I look. Like, nah, I'm good.
Um, so so I'm not gonna try to make this longer than it needs to be, sorry.
Mhm,
So honestly, after the surgery, I had some struggles
mhm.
with the surgery. So did I. They wanted to send me home like the day after surgery. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm in pain.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep me here. And my wife, she had surgery, gallbladder surgery. She kept getting pancreatitis, and they gave her this drug, uh, pain medicine, which was stronger than morphine, and it took away the pain quickly. So that's what they gave me. I
Mm.
stayed in the hospital for 2 days. Then I was good to go back home. But they wanted to ship me out real quick. Like, no, I'm in pain. Like the pain was, I have never felt so much pain in my life. I'm like, my pain tolerance is pretty high. Like, but that
Yeah,
was like
it's too much.
over the moon. I'm like, I am not going home. You're keeping me here. So did you end up staying in the hospital longer than usual, or where did you just go and then they shipped you out? Like,
Did they ship you out? No. So they actually wanted me to stay for 2 days, and I was the one that was like, I'm ready to go. I mean, I was walking. I was a little delusional because I thought like I was just gonna be like good because after surgery I was fine. I was talking, I was drinking. They were like, drink this. Can you take it down? If you're not able to take it down, you have to stay. I was doing everything they were saying. I was walking, talking, drinking the protein, the water intake. And I was fine. So I was like, send me home. And that was the biggest mistake. I say, if you can stay, stay as long as you can stay because the best place to recover is at the hospital. They
Mhm.
know what you're going through. You have the help there, and I think the day I went home, I was suffering with so much gas. And I wasn't like nothing was coming out of me. It was just stuck there. Because after the surgery, there's so much
Yeah.
gas you put in your stomach to expand it, so you still have it. So I was dealing with that. I was in so much pain. And then I had like an indent incision where it was like sucked in from the muscle. So
Yeah.
between that, seeing that and the pain, I was worried. So I went back, and then they ended up admitting me because they thought I had a ruptured bowel. But it ended up not being that. And then they just wanted to wait until I used the bathroom because of what I was suffering with.
Hmm.
Um, and then like, I was in the hospital for like 2 days after that. And I got depressed because my freaking hands were so fat from all of the medication that they were giving me. Like I
Oh
was so
no.
inflamed because they were just giving me medicine like every 3 hours. And don't get me wrong, it was helping with the pain, but it was just too much. I'm not a medicine girly. I'm like more of a holistic girly. So like
Hmm.
this is just too much my body was handling at once. And you can see it. I was breaking out. Like it was just a lot. And I like was just like, I'm ready to go home, please. Like, let me go. Like I was missing my kids, my husband, and like it was just a lot for me. And I couldn't really like do anything myself. I couldn't shower, I couldn't if I wanted to use the bathroom, I couldn't wipe myself. It was a lot. And I just wanted to be home. So they didn't want to let me go until finally I was like, please. And then I ended up using the bathroom and they let me go.
Yeah.
But I dealt with a lot of that, which not to discourage anybody because that's pretty normal. Everyone does.
Right.
It's just be prepared for it. Um, it's not a beautiful journey in the beginning, it's a lot. You have to rely on people, you need the help. It's a lot on your mental. You have to be really, really strong because if you just think you're gonna get the surgery and then after that you're skinny and that's it, like you're sadly
Um,
mistaken. It's a process, it's a journey. It comes with a lot of pain, it comes with a lot of struggle. I was crying for like 2.5 weeks, like every day, like why did I do this? Like I'm in so much pain, like
I
there
was
was a lot of that.
understandable.
Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of moments where I was crying and I was just like, dang, like this is a lot. Like I'm putting myself through a lot, but it's worth it. And my husband used to say something to me while we were like when I was in that phase. That was really helpful. He was just like, it's just a moment. It's just a moment. Like you're just going through a moment. It's like now I see myself almost 4 months post-op and I'm like, it really is just a moment. And I think if you are going through it and going through the process, like when you are like vlogging it and sharing your experiences, it helps like create a community where you don't feel alone and you start to feel like, all right, this is normal because essentially it is normal. You're still healing.
Right.
We're still healing now. So
Hmm.
there are struggles with it. You're going to go through complications. Thank God those were the only complications and struggles I've went through. But that does come with surgery, with the major surgery. But other than that, of course, you have those days where you're fed up with protein, you're fed up with soup, you're fed up with liquid, you're fed up with all of that. You just want to eat food. It's a struggle, but it's a well worth struggle. It's a well worth struggle, and it's small compared to like the bigger scale of the victory. It's a small time frame, but those were like the dark and ugly sides for me. Is really just the recovery part. After I say that, I feel like once you hit that 3 week phase, like 3.5 weeks, like you're like you made it. If you can make it past the 3 weeks, like everything after that is like, all right, it's gonna get easier.
Yeah, it took me a little bit more longer. No fault
Really?
to yeah. No, it I would consider myself mentally strong, quote unquote. But I didn't know how much of a mental toll it took on me.
Mm.
Like no fault to my wife. She's been the greatest supporter with this whole thing. To this day, like she questions what I eat. Like, why are you eating this? How can you eat so much of this? I'm like, some
Yeah.
days, yeah, I got my good days and my bad days. So, like, I could just remember this one time she drove for 5 hours, and I was in such a shitty mood because I wanted to eat something that's not pudding, protein, or mush. I
Mm.
was just in a bad mood, and she took time and drove me around to see if my mood would change. And she didn't even have to do that, you know. And that, and we we just came home and I just, sulked. And she's like, why are you still in a bad mood? And she drove for 5.5 hours and everything. And I'm like, just let me sulk. Let me
Yeah.
be in my little pit right now. And next day I apologized to her, like, I'm sorry. It's just I just want to do this. Just
You're hangry. Like you're,
yes.
I
It's
mean, it is because you don't eat for months in this process. People don't realize that. It's like you're not eating for like 2 months. Like
and
it's not easy. It's a struggle. Like then they're like, oh well, like it's such an easy way out. It's a cop out. It's like, okay, you try not eating for 2 months.
exactly.
Let's see how you do it, okay? Okay, 'cause this is not easy. This is not easy. 2 months of pure protein and liquid. Then you still have life that's hitting you. You're fatigued because you don't have any like food in your system. It's a lot. It's a lot. So that those are normal struggles that go with the process. But if you don't understand, if you're not a part of this community, or if you haven't experienced this, it's a lot.
I felt so bad to the point that went to her job. Actually went to Whole Foods, got her a big bouquet of flowers, and went to her job and just brought it to her.
You made it up though.
Yeah.
That's good.
She still puts that over my head. Like, remember when I drove you for 5 hours? You were such an ass. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Hey, we have our moments. We're not perfect. I was cranky a couple of times with my husband. I'm like, I don't want no one to talk to me. Everyone was starting to look like food to me. I'm like, get away from me. You look like a burger. But
But yeah, yeah. So just a quick, quick question.
mhm.
So what is your cheat meal now?
A cheat meal now,
Yeah.
probably sweets. I feel like sometimes I crave more sweets now than anything. Before I wasn't a sweet person, but I crave sweets now. Like not just any sweet though. Like I'm not like I don't know. Like I crave sometimes sweet stuff. So like I'll try to make like I told you, I make sugar free cupcakes. Something like that will be a cheat meal because other than that, like I don't know. Like I can't even eat bad stuff if I wanted to. My stomach will be like, mm-mm. Like I'll try something that's like, no, thank you. So I feel like it's that like maybe something sweet, maybe something
Okay.
sweet, But yeah, because honestly, my eating has changed so much where it's like now it's like protein or vegetable. Protein, vegetable. If I have a carb, I can eat a couple bites of the carb. So I'm not even overindulging. I used to love bread. Oh my God, bread and rice was my weakness. Like my weakness. I could just eat bread and butter. I'm Puerto
Oh,
Rican and Dominican.
yes. You already know.
Yeah, what? And some like coffee. Like I could just eat that. Like, but now I can't. Like it's like it's helping me not be able to do the things that I would cheat normally with. It would be like stuff like that. So but yeah, I would say like chips or like something sweet is like something like a cheat now. Like, but my stomach can't take anything crazy harsh.
One food that you're dying to try again.
I don't know. I feel like excuse me. I feel like I've tried a lot of things. Um, I haven't tried Chipotle yet. Like I've had Chipotle, but I haven't had it post surgery, and I want to, but I'm just like, because there's so much in there that I'm a little scared, and it's so big. Like
Yeah.
even now, thinking about like the fact that I was even able to eat a burrito from Chipotle, or even like 75% of the burrito, the fact that I was able to eat that, I'm like, whoa! Like 'cause now I look at it, I'm like, how, that's huge.
Yeah. And the good thing about Chipotle is that you're paying the same price, but you tell them how much you want in there. So that way okay, I'm gonna have a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Well, now, yes, now. But I'm saying like before, it's just like throw that in there. Oh yeah, let me
Oh,
get
yeah, of
oh yeah,
course.
2 scoops of that. Like it's a little bit different. But now I would like to go and see how it is. I haven't tried that, but for the most part, I've tried a lot of things. Like I've tried carbs. Like I've tried a lot. I've had pizza. Like I've had certain things, and it's either a hit or miss.
Mhm.
For the most part, a lot of things that haven't been so bad in my stomach. It's just I can't eat as much of it. Like
Right.
just a couple bites of it, but everything's been good so far.
Oh, good. Um, have you tried on any clothes that you've been dying to try on?
Yes. Uh, and they've been fitting, but not only that, like my old clothes are like I'm swimming in them. Like I'm
Really?
swimming in them. So it's interesting to see like myself wear my old clothes and I'm like, oh my God, like it looks so funny on me. But now I'm like I don't know, my highest, I think I may have been like a 2XL, and now I'm like a large, but like slowly, like now having to get into like a little bit of a medium sometimes.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, like, so yeah, like I'm fitting into like a lot of, because like I said, a lot of, I was smaller before, so a lot of my clothes, like I still have from that I could not fit, that I was delusional and I kept, because I'm like, I'm gonna get in there one day.
Right?
Today's the one day. So no, but yeah, so I've definitely like fit into some stuff. I feel good like going into it. It feels good being able to like wear something and not feel like just like I don't know, like just felt like my gut was just always there. Like ugh, it was just in every picture, it was just in every it's just everywhere, following me around. And now it's just like it's like
Just
okay,
gone.
so it's there, it's there. It's just not there the way it used to be.
Right?
It's hiding. It's like now it's only there for me to see. Like, um,
And lastly, how are you going to celebrate during your year mark of your surgery? What are you going to do? Are you going to take a trip? Are you going
oh,
to,
that's a good one. It's like an anniversary. I don't know, but I will say this. I had a friend in Georgia when I lived in Atlanta, who passed away. Shout out to my friend Migs, rest in peace, Michelle. Uh, And we used to work out together all the time. And we would just have this thing of like, well, we got to work out because we need to be in our red bikinis on a beach and somewhere. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to celebrate, like go and take a picture like in a two-piece or something. Like,
Mhm.
hopefully I feel confident in my body then. But
Girl, you're going to feel
uh,
confident. You're going to
yeah,
feel
I just want
confident.
to. Oh, thank you. But I just want to. I think maybe that's my celebration is just feeling confident in my skin and like taking some pictures and really embracing myself.
Awesome. Good. You're going to feel confident. You're going to look fantastic.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Definitely, definitely. I think for my year anniversary, probably prior to that, I want to do the Spartan race. They
The
do
what?
it Spartan race.
What's that?
So they do it at Fenway. It's like a whole day event. You have to climb over stuff, go
Oh,
on up.
oh, I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
know what you're
It's
talking
like
about.
it's like mud runner without the
Oh, that
mud.
is so cool. That is so cool.
I hate burpees, but
Hey, that's a
yeah,
good way to celebrate, though. That's a good one.
I want to try doing that. I was actually training for a couple of years ago, and the one of the trainers like, you got to do burpees. You have to do it. They suck, but you got to do it. I'm like, don't want to do it. Don't make me do it.
Well, you got to do it. You
Uh,
got to do it.
whoever invented burpees should get punched in the face. But thank you for joining, Trishy. This was fun, and let hope we should definitely do this at the 6 month mark. Even though, when did you do your surgery? In August?
September 5th,
September. Okay. So your 6 months will be in January. No, what's your 6 months?
March.
March. Okay. So if you want, we could do this again in March and see where we're at.
Yes, we're gonna have to do like a full body thing or something.
Right?
No, but yes, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Jay. It's been a pleasure, and I'm glad we can connect, and we'll connect in 6 months. Make sure you guys let him know in the comments.
Right.
We want Trishy back. We want to follow up. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. And guys, if you want to follow me, you can follow me at Trishy Marie on Instagram. I'm literally everywhere, Trishy Marie. But if you do want to follow my bariatric journey, my page is very beautiful. So it's BARI, beautiful. And then you can follow my bariatric journey. But if you just want to see my personal page, it's Trishy Marie. But thank you, Jay, for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. We'll definitely hook back up in 6 months.
Okay, bye bye.